What's up, guys? Mike Cosimano here for Destructoid. I'm at PAX Prime 2014. With me is our good pal Mike Cosimano, who is a video man who edits some videos. We just got to check out Shadow Realms.
We did.
Tell these fine folks, what is this game?
Well, it's a 4-on-1 multiplayer game because a bunch of those have been revealed recently. You got 4 different classes. One of them's a hipster. I don't know the other 3.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's back this up.
You've been chosen.
It's a 4v1 multiplayer cooperative thing.
Heavily
but it's
inspired by
also,
D&D.
Yeah, and the game, the tabletop game Descent, it's a big kind of combination of a lot of different things.
Yeah.
It's also going to be episodic. It is a modern fantasy game, so you've got
you get like your subway,
wizards.
and then they go into like the Dragon Age world, and then stuff happens. You get a gun.
Yeah, one person plays as a Shadow Lord, which is basically like being the dungeon master. It's definitely the most kind of like out there game I've seen, BioWare coming forth with in
Sure,
quite
yeah.
some time.
This isn't quite like just a sci-fi game or a fantasy game. Like those have been done to death.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of mixing things together. It's like it reminds me of the Secret World, the MMO that nobody plays.
Similar, yeah, totally to that. In terms of gameplay, it seems like they've been working on this for a while, but we're just starting to see a whole lot of asymmetrical multiplayer. You got like Evolve, you've got the new Fable. This is very similar to the new Fable in the sense that one person is basically controlling all the traps and all the enemies in the level, and the 4 people are fighting them or whatever.
Right. It's like if they gave the AI director like position Left 4 Dead to a person.
Exactly.
It's like they control like enemy spawns. They can take control of monsters themselves.
Spike traps, and basically like that person flies around as a spooky ghost, and none of the characters can see him, and he's invulnerable in that state. But then he can take possession of all the different enemies and control them individually, and of course make spikes come out of the floor. And while he's in that mode, there's a little beacon above that enemy's head, so you know that that's the Shadow Lord. And
kill that guy.
Yeah, I mean, but killing that won't end the game. It's a really interesting dynamic in terms of competition and cooperation, because I feel like when you usually have a cooperative game, frequently it feels like kind of a horde mode. I mean, when there is, when it's not just competitive, team-based multiplayer, or whatever. And then you're competing against the Shadow Lord, but at the same time, it's more like, it's like 2 people playing a different game against each other, which is kind of the bulk of it. What did you play as?
We both played as the wizard. We both played as the skinny tie, like long shirt, rolled up wizard.
Wizard people.
Running around with, like, he had a wand. He had like a wand-ass wand.
Yep.
None of this fucking fancy like cell phone, waving around an iPhone to cast spells.
Nope.
He had a stick in his hand, and lightning came out of it.
Yeah, the attacks, I mean, we were playing on a mouse and keyboard. It's kind of broken down like your typical kind of, hotbar.
Yeah.
We'll set up, 1, 2, 3. One attack was like an electricity bomb ball type thing.
Yeah, it didn't trigger right away.
Yeah, and then there was like a wall of fire, which I swear to God is reused from Dragon Age Inquisition. I've seen that in there. I know that's definitely a spell. And then, of course, there's just a wonderful kind of area effect, ground pound. And then you unlock kind of a cooler ability, which in this case was basically summoning like 4 Patronuses. We're going to lay out a lot of Harry Potter shit, because when you are a modern wizard, that's who you are, you're Harry Potter. But anyway, you summon a bunch of like blue ghost versions of yourself who run around and fight all the zombies in the area.
See, I never actually got to do that. I didn't know that was a thing you could do. I just kept jamming on the left mouse button.
What were the other classes?
Assassin, which our lovely friend Bill Zoker played as. He was throwing around some thing.
Jumping around, jumping and dodging.
Yeah, like both the assassin and the wizard, they're like glass cannons. They can do a lot of damage, but they can't take much themselves. So they got to like hang back, try and do as much damage as they can.
There's also the warrior. I mean, they've got some really, really familiar stuff in here, and it's just kind of all. It's a lot of familiar stuff arranged in a way that's kind of unfamiliar.
Sure.
And of course, the thing worth mentioning is this is going to be episodic, and it's going to be story-based, and it's a BioWare game, so you're going to have this big old branching narrative. You're going to have character customization. You're going to have romance options. Yes. And that's the thing that really fascinates me. This is coming out later last year, and they were saying that they drew a lot of inspiration from like TV shows. And
I'm very pleased they didn't mention either Breaking Bad or Netflix, which must have taken an incredible amount of self-control on their part.
Yeah.
Like, they did say binge play.
Binge play, yeah.
A little disappointed by it, but
Yeah, I mean, but the idea is, I asked about what the kind of the release model, pricing, whatever. I mean,
they don't seem to know.
It's entirely possible this could be free to play, but that's absolute speculation. So don't harp on that.
I was told that if it comes out like as a disc $60 thing, like you'll be able to access all the content, but not exactly all the story maps. So like, let's say there's a story like they mentioned Asia or something. You'll be able to go there and have your multiplayer experience, but it won't like relate to the story at all. So like they'll be going out the story stuff, but not exactly the content, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's
weird.
a really hard game to make sense of. And of course, the character you're playing is the Shadow Lord. That's not their character. They're playing as something else.
Right.
You also have different builds of your character when you're going, and we're playing a lot of preloaded ones. But this is a BioWare game. It's highly technical, and this is definitely a more weird approach they're taking. This is kind of deconstructing and reassembling.
Yeah.
So going in and them being like, okay, we're going to talk to you for 10 minutes and tell you everything about this world we created, all the things that are all the mechanics and functions and inspirations for them. Go play it. You're the wizard. And it's just like, oh,
You're
what?
the wizard.
And so it's early along. They want to have a really kind of transparent development. They announced the game like a month ago, maybe something like that.
At Gamescom, I think.
Yeah, they announced it then, and we're playing it now. And so is the general public. They're trying to get feedback from everybody as much as possible. So
yeah,
that's the thing. I mean,
like while we were setting up, just like some people came up and like went in there to go play the game.
Yeah,
just some random dudes.
Yeah,
I mean, like these media passages worthless.
Yeah, well, journalism. What was your big takeaway though? What you think?
My big takeaway is that it doesn't feel like Dragon Age 2 or Mass Effect 3, and that it's sort of a watered down not sci-fi, RPG experience. Like, it's a lot more tactical, there's a lot more going on. Maybe it's playing like on a mouse and keyboard, like you got your hotkey, you got a lot of stuff popping off, but it doesn't feel like they're watering down for action's sake.
Right. No, it definitely, there's a lot of technical stuff going on. We didn't get any look at like menus or loot or items, and of course all that stuff is
better be damage numbers.
I mean, I think that's really my takeaway is this is a lot of really familiar things assembled in a totally new fashion, which is how things often work. But yeah, that comes out later next year. Shadow Realms.
Yeah, I'm as much as I want to believe in BioWare, couple. Not totally on board yet, Like
people might have things to complain
about. I want to play the story. If I paid the money, give me the story.
I mean, it seems like a really rich universe, and it's kind of weird to just be like, just fight the dude.
Here's the first episode. Now wait a week before you can do anything that matters.
Yeah, interesting idea. I'm curious to see more. If nothing else, hey, it's a new IP for next gen consoles.
Yeah.
Sorry, new gen consoles.
It looked pretty good.
You're Mike Cosimano.
Mike Cosimano.
It looked pretty good. Yeah. Shadow Realms, everybody. We're at PAX. We're gonna make some more videos.
Yes,
Mike's
we
gonna
are.
edit them.
I'm gonna edit them.
We're gonna put them in front of the camera about some of them.
I'm gonna make him look good.
We're gonna make fun of Bill Zoker.
We're always gonna make fun of Bill Zoker.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys around.